Hello. With the Women's Prize long list being announced recently, I thought I'd try and get hold of some books from the library. And I'm not going to be able to read the whole long list before the prize is announced, because for some of the books I've ordered from the library, I think I'm number 27th in line. So I probably won't even get those books until next year. But I will try and read as many as my library will send me. It's sent me two so far. Build Your House by Violet Cooper Smith and Flamingo by Rachel Elliott. Two very different books. And so I can now say I've ticked two off the long list. So, Build Your House Around My Body. Did I say that right last time? I don't know. It's a book with snakes. So if you don't like snakes, you might not like this. Shape-shifting, smoke monsters. We've got a bit of supernatural. We've got ghosts. It's very, as it describes here, a book a bit like Creatures Within. It has fangs and claws. It horrifies and charms. It's the sort of book you force on your friends so you can talk about it to them. It's almost difficult to describe. We start off with three children being long and tan, and it's all set in Vietnam. They have a supernatural experience in a graveyard, in a cemetery, and it doesn't really change them, but it's just an experience that sort of stays with them. And these three children are sort of almost like close buddies, sort of blood brothers. And they do drift apart. We also go back in time to the disappearance of a girl in a rubber plantation, in an old rubber plantation. And she's missing for a couple of years. She's missing for some time, and then she's found. And then we move into 25 years later, and another girl goes missing. So we've got a girl who went missing and was found, a girl who goes missing, and then these three children. And as you read this book, because it flits from different timelines, you find that what you read in one section has relevance in the next section. There's layers, there's interconnectedness, and there's also snakes and monsters, smoke monsters. And we even go back even further to the post-war, with the disappearance of a boy from a school who gets abandoned or gets lost in the forest. And then we go to sort of post-war with two Frenchmen trying to set up a rubber plantation. And when you read these bits, you think, well, why? What's the relevance? But as you read on, everything, there are connections, there are links, and everything is sort of multi-layered. And we've got fortune teller as well. And ultimately, I think it's all about past deeds reverberating. What happened in the past has ripples that carry on. And it's almost as well a story of retribution, of a woman wanting revenge. It's very difficult to describe. It is really, really difficult to describe, but that is the first one that I've read of the Women's Prize long list. Now the second one, this one, Flamingo by Rachel Elliott, I absolutely sped through. And it is heartwarming, it's funny, it's tender, It's just great. I really did like this one. If I had to choose between the two, I preferred this one. And you've got two timelines. You've got 1984 Norfolk, and you've got 2018 Norfolk and Somerset, and a bit of New York. And we've got Rachel's the author. We've got Eve, who's 22, and her 6-year-old Daniel, and they are estranged from her parents. And they move next door to the marshes. Sherry, who's early 30s, her husband Leslie, who's 15 years her senior, and their two daughters, Ray, who's 9, and Pauline, who's 6. And they move next door and they get absorbed into the Marshes family. And it becomes like one big extended family, and it's the families that Eve and Daniel have never had. Daniel almost becomes Leslie's surrogate son, and you have relationships developing between them. And you feel you almost need a family yourself. You need the Marshes in your life. And then something happens, and we then move to 2018, and Daniel is on his own, and he goes back to try and find the Marshes to see whether they are still there. And once again, he gets absorbed into the family, and it's almost as though the Marshes need Daniel and his mum to complete them. That without each other, they're separate. They're not reaching their full potential. It's a super book. It's the characters just sing to you. Daniel, they've all got flaws, but they're charming flaws. And there's not a character in here that you don't like. One thing I didn't quite understand is that the author almost forgets she's got Ray and Pauline, and she almost forgets Pauline. Pauline is sort of not part of the story almost, and we sort of focus on Ray. But I loved this one, I really did. It's such a good read. It's heartwarming, it's charming, you love the characters, and it's a quick read, and it's hopeful, I suppose. It gives you a nice warm feeling. So out of the two, for the first two that I've read off the long list, out of these two, so far I've got this one slightly ahead. So I will see what else my library sends me, and hopefully they will send me some more from the long list before the winner is announced. So take care, happy reading, and bye.